To discuss the return of the president and the first broadcast since he came back, I'm now being joined on the news at 10 by a legal practitioner, Mr. West Idahosa. He joins me from Abuja. Thanks a lot for joining us on the news at 10. Okay, let's start off. Oh, thank you. Let's start off with the speech itself as delivered. What did you make of it?
Well, the speech has very strong message. It was short, it was precise. Not many can say that that speech was a surprise. It's not been too far from the president's style of communication. A lot of expectations were involved in that speech. Many expected additional comments on the question of economic recovery. Many wanted to hear more about job creation, and some also wanted to hear about the conditions for continuing to operate as a nation. In other words, they wanted to understand whether clearly the president was ready to accept agitations for restructuring and what he planned to do about that. It didn't come that way. It didn't come that way. The way the president came was to make it clear that I've heard all of you. I've taken my time out there to reflect on what many have been saying, but what we will not accept, anyone who threatens our national unity or anyone who wants to operate outside the rule of law. The National Assembly is there. The Council of State is there. If you have any input, channel it to these organs. And that's exactly what the president was saying. But the big question is, why did the president not give some extra assurances on the fact that these agitations will be put together and they will be addressed quickly? Why did he not make comments concerning previous blueprint that had been put before the government on the mode of restructuring the country?
All right,
why did he not talk about plans to audit his staff and economic policies? Yeah. Why did he not apologize to the Nigerian people about his extreme long stay and solidarize with them over what has been known as extreme economic hardship? I mean, there's no need telling a lie about that.
All right,
that's going on.
Yes, if I can only just ask a minute there. When you're talking about some of the things he didn't say, I was actually going to draw your attention as well to some of the language that was used, some of the, the tone, specifically when he was talking about Nigeria's unity and coexistence, and talking about irresponsible elements starting trouble and etc. What did you make of his tone, of the language as well that was used in that particular instance? Was that strong enough for you? Is that how it should have been?
Well, for me, that was strong because that's a very central issue for national unity. You don't, in the process of agitating for restructuring, dismember the nation. It was strong, and I like that about the president. All I wanted to hear more were additional matters of fundamental concern to the Nigerian people. He's never been a champion communicator, so we're never going to use that against him. And besides, he's just coming back after a long layoff from ill health. And so I give him kudos for making that effort to talk to the Nigerian people. Perhaps his speechwriters should take some blame for failing to make some inputs into assuaging and massaging the expectations of the Nigerian people.
So finally now, looking at all the pressing issues that are laid before him and all the issues that have been waiting for him, what would you have liked to see specifically as the first thing that he should get to work on, seeing that he's going to have to hit the ground running once again?
Well, he should audit his staff. I think his political staff, he will need a staff audit. He will need to rejig his policy, review those policies, and restructure many of these policies that are not quite working well, and then consolidate those policies that are working. I imagine that he would like to bring immediate relief on the cost of feeding. That's important. So he needs to take another look at the agricultural sector. There must be a deliberate attempt to bring the price of foodstuff down by government policies that are swifter than the ones that were in place. This is key to survival. this is a fundamental element of survival for everyone, and that would be a big statement on the part of the president. And then the second point would be security. There's no gainsaying that this has deteriorated to a very alarming situation. You can't expect investors to come here and spend their money in this type of outfit, where life is particularly of no value. You see one man 1 minute and the next minute he's dead. Now, if we can deal with these two key issues, then that would be a big statement about meeting his promises to the Nigerian people. Don't forget, this is a very popularly elected president, massive followership, and huge expectation. A lot of the people who support the president.
Okay, thank you so very much, legal practitioner Mr. Westy Dahusa, for sharing your thoughts with us on the news at 10 tonight.